Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura.
I forgot my name.
Welcome to the Pattern Queens Flosstube. This is episode number 112. Today
Woohoo.
is Sunday, January 29th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans and a pretty stressful morning, which made me completely forget what I was doing here.
So we'd like to welcome you all to our video. We've had a couple of new subscribers lately. That's always exciting. We love that our long-term subscribers come back and view, and that they ask questions, which I'm trying to do better about answering a little more quickly. You'll all notice you only got answers this morning, but I did read them earlier than this. So anyway, what is up with you, Keisha?
Oh, just all the stuff, taking care of James, putting James in timeout right before we get in here because he wasn't being a good listener, then assuring him that we're still friends, but that he needs to listen. And this parenting thing is tough. What's new with you?
Well, I'll tell you more in plans about the craziness that has gone on at my house, but I do have one new thing, and I'll just show it now. I've already put something in here, but I made a project bag.
Woohoo!
Can you tell what's in here?
Ooh, it looks like sea glass.
It is because, and this is what the other side looks like. This is by no means a perfect bag, but I am pretty excited that I got it to come out.
It is wonderful.
Also, this week at school, I tested kids. And the sweetest thing was that on Friday afternoon, one of the kids had a question come up, and it said, how will these people solve this problem? And he said, well, I think they will work together as a team because teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh, that's sweet.
It was like, oh, I needed this to end my week after a long week of testing. So
Yes,
it was just really cute.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? Finishes or stash first?
Let's go finishes first.
Okay. Do you have any finishes?
I do have a finish, but unfortunately, the finish has been lost to a bin in my house, I think.
Oh, no.
So
grab a photo of it.
I do
I
have a
can
photo
insert it right here.
All right. So I finished Cheers from Mill Hill. That is my first finish of the year, and I'm really excited to have that done.
Oh, that's so awesome. So you got all the beads on this week then,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Cool. I have two finishes in the last 2 weeks. Number 3 for the year is Monday from the April folio of Fun Every Day, which is the perpetual calendar we've been working on. It makes a great project for me to work on while I'm testing.
Oh,
And
nice.
I will insert a photo of it here so that you can see it. And they're so fun. I love working on them. The kids are fascinated by it.
Nice.
Even in low lighting, I can see it. So
Yeah.
I do see the appeal of like car stitching with that because your light doesn't have to be as good.
Right. And since they're on perforated paper, it makes it easier to guide it into the holes too. So if you're in a moving vehicle, perforated paper, great projects to work on.
I have a little, it's my JP Coates needle minder, which is just like a little round one. And I love it to be on the side because then that's where I hold on to the paper. And it just seems like it adds some stability so things aren't flopping around. So I don't know if that would work for everybody, but
yeah, that's a good tip.
And then finish number 4, you guys knew this was coming because I pushed really hard, is winter chalkboard from Hands On Design. Now, this is one that she did for a magazine, so it's available in Hirschner's online. And the only change I made is that 4 or 5 spots in here. So these snowflakes, this word snow, the snowflakes down toward the bottom and the word snow, I changed to a 12. It looks a little bluish,
Yeah, a little bit.
but it sparkles really pretty in person. So,
Nice.
and that's my yearly finish number 4. And it is my 59 before 60 finish number 27.
Wow.
So we'll talk more about that later and see
Yes.
what my thoughts are there.
All
So,
right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
how about some stash?
Stash. Well, since we've been away for a couple weeks, I got a couple different things of stash to show you. Well, most of it is from yesterday. So we had a stitching day together, and I got this piece of 40 count pansy linen from Picture
Oh,
This Plus. And I'll take it out of here for you so you can see it a little bit better. Give you all the crinkles. Here is this piece.
ooh.
Darker on camera. It's a really pretty light purple, but it definitely looks darker here.
Oh, there.
But so, and I will show you what that is for whenever we get to our plans. And then I also bought a piece of straw. This is a piece of 36 count straw from Weeks.
Great neutral.
Pretty. And then I'll show you what it's all for whenever we get to plans, but I bought this this floss to go on a project for it. So it was a kit up day yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the stash I have.
Well, I got 2 pieces of stash in the mail this week. My first one came in this little bag. So it's my Silks for You colors. This one perplexed me a little bit because I didn't feel like the colors went as well together as they normally do. However, they are still gorgeous. This one is more, it's coming up kind of orangey, but it is really a pretty red. And then I kind of feel more like these two go together, but that's that one. Then the other thing that I got that showed up is my Fiberlicious fabric of the month for January. This one is called Razzmatazz.
I love that.
And it is a really pretty, the whole thing is just kind of berry colored because look at that. And it's, I mean,
that is
isn't
so
that gorgeous? Oh, so I keep thinking I need to do some projects that I can start these things on.
Yes.
That I can use on my pretty fabrics. Right. I did get to play in my fabrics this week. So a little bit.
That's always fun.
And that's really, I'll show you a little more stash later on. I'll have to insert a photo or two again.
Oh, right. Look, we're getting fancy with the editing,
hey,
or Laura's getting fancy with the editing.
We'll see how well I do when I get to the actual editing and see if it works. So
so if there aren't any pictures, you know it went terribly, terribly wrong.
I have instructions in my phone. I took notes. I think that brings us up to whips. I can't even think.
It's okay. It's okay. It's one of those.
We take a week off. We film with Katie. We answer all the questions, and then I don't know how to do this anymore.
It's okay. I forgot my name, so it's fine. We're all doing great today. Okay, so I'll show you what I worked on this week in no particular order. And I'll show this one because I know it's a favorite of Laura's. So this week I worked on Flying Pink Piggie, which is a Heaven and Earth Designs. It's a quick stitch. The artwork is by Lisa Victoria. It's a piece that I was stitching for my grandma and is now a memorial piece. The anniversary of her passing was on Friday, and actually her birthday is tomorrow. So I'll probably keep it out for a little bit. But here is where I am on him.
I just love this.
He's so fun. And James kept looking at it and kept going, pig, pig, pig. So he's excited about it too. So I'm all the way in the corners. So that's as far across as it is.
Awesome.
I'm not quite to the bottom yet.
And you use this for a prompt in your group, right?
Yes. So if you haven't watched the past couple of times, I'm doing the challenge group Fandom Stitching Central. And one of the prompts this week was 200 stitches on something that flies. And obviously,
Since the title is Flying Pink Piggy.
yeah, right. Self-explanatory, I think. Another one that I've been using for a lot of prompts in the group has been Abra Lowney 1825
yes.
from Erica Michaels. And I have a custom, oh, I forgot to say that was on 25 count, just white linen. I've been using a custom floss conversion on this. It's on a piece of 28 count dirty from Zweigart. And here is the whole thing right now.
Wow.
So basically, in the past couple of weeks, I have went to town and I finished all the over one words there.
That's so much.
Yeah, it's a lot. I've in the past 2 weeks, I've put over 600 stitches in on this piece. Most of them were over one stitches, but I did start stitching this basket over here.
Oh, with the free form flowers?
Yes, but we're not to those yet. That is intimidating. We're just doing normal crosses on the basket. And then one that I have been just working a ton on is, oh, if my friends would stop messaging me, is Death by Cross Stitch from Long Dog Samplers. I will hold it back in all its glory, and then I'll show you what I've worked on the past couple of weeks. So here's the whole thing so far. I'm on both sides. So I've worked a lot on this section down here. That's mostly where I've been working. But I also put in a bird, a fish, the crown, and this. So I've done almost 2,000 stitches on it this month. So and this is on a piece of 36 count agave linen from Zweigart, and I'm using 3809. I saw in the Facebook group, there's a Facebook group for Death by Cross Stitch, and people post everything. There was another person who just started doing theirs in 3809, and I was like, ah, twin projects. Not on agave though. That would have been weird. But fun. They would have been in for a good time. Another one that I worked on is Not All Those Who Wonder from Stitchrovia. This is one that you can just get off of her Etsy page. And this is on a piece of 32 count Smokey White linen. And here's where I am on it, and I may have to hold something behind it so you can actually see all the stitching I've done. There, that makes the white pop out a little bit more. So I have some white that are the clouds and tips of mountains and a wave, and there will be back stitch around them and other stitches, so you'll be able to see them eventually. But
awesome. I love that color.
Thank you. So that one's coming right along. And then I've got a lot to show you today. We're almost to the end of it, though.
Who are you?
I know, Laura Landis. That's what 2 weeks of me being part of a challenge group has done. Another thing I've worked on is Halloween Wreath from the Frosted Pumpkin. This is the current sal that they have going on. There are 4 parts, and I am woefully behind, but it's okay. I'm catching up. So this is on a piece of 28 count pewter from Picture This Plus. And here's where I am.
So cool.
So this week I put in the lollipop there. Since I talked to you guys last, I put in that bow. So that's where I am on that. And then last one. One from a long time ago that you haven't seen for a while. I worked on Peacocks and Pomegranate from Cottage Garden. And I only had like 13 stitches in this. So it was barely a start, but I decided to pull it out. This is on a piece of 40 count Blackbird from R R. And so I am now over 13 stitches.
Woohoo!
And
And you have a
let me tell
direction.
yes, you can tell that maybe now it's part of the leaves, because before it was just like these stitches and a couple up. I will tell you, so I finished the outline on this leaf and went over to this one. And this section right here, the middle of the leaf, I was like, oh, that's going to be the easier part to count over to. And it wasn't. It wasn't. I put that in and took it out 3 times before I said, I'm just going to do the bottom part and then count from there to do it, because I was tired of it. So, but anyway, so that's my last one.
Awesome. Okay, my whips. I don't think I showed this last time because it wasn't in show notes. It snowed, so I worked on Hibernation Day from Heartstring Samplery. And I am stitching mine on a piece of 28 count stone washed from Seraphim Fabrics. Okay, and I'm stitching it on 28 count because I had to have this piece of fabric. I just feel like it looks like a snowy day.
Yes.
But this is how far I am. I finished doing those baskets, and I did move up and get the start of the next. Well, I did work on the words, so this will be the next line. I have left the space in there between the baskets and the bottom for the personalization and the year. Okay. So I will have to get the initials in and get that all charted. So get it put in. But I wanted to just leave it and keep going with actual stitching. I keep it in this. Just makes me think of her. Then my next one is Blackbird's Winter Delivery from Blackbird Designs. This is an old one. It's like Loose Feathers number, I want to say it's like number 5. Yeah. And I love it. And I happen to have just a Silk Weaver solo in my stash that I thought was perfect. I'm upside down. And if you have been here, you know that I do my family members' initials in a different color. So I'm going to use that burgundy, which I think looks really pretty on here.
Yes, I like that.
And this one maybe doesn't fit its bag so well, but it was a wintry looking bag. So that's what it's in. It's a Project Bags by Judy. She always does fun things. And then I gotta put this back up. The cats use that. So then the last one I have is My Long Dog, which I had purchased this as a paper pattern and then decided that I would much rather have it in Pattern Keeper. And that's when I started making progress. So this is what mine looks like. Mine is Life After Death. And I had a moment of realization this week where I realized that I had oriented my fabric the wrong direction. However, my project is only 50 stitches different. So it's almost square. So, oh, again, see, I don't know how to hold my fabric. I have it this way, and I put that line all the way across so you can see I am going to make it just fine.
That's good news.
And then I work some more down here at the bottom. I just started filling in.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm using a 40 count antique hydrangea from R and R and a Silks for You. I would have to look up the number, but it is in our, maybe it isn't in our show notes because I cut all the tags off of it. So, and I will worry about getting that one back in the bag in a little bit later. I have it in a bag from the 805 Stitcher. I love this one.
So pretty.
And the inside is these cute little ladybugs.
Oh, I love it.
So that's that one. And those are all my whips. I have been model stitching, so I am over 40%. That's what I can say. Nice. Which, if the current trend would continue, and there's some good football today, I will probably work on the model, mostly the model today, and
Mhm.
see how far I can get with it. And maybe I will get it finished in the next week, and then I will have more things to show too.
That'll be great. Yeah,
So,
I'm about to do some model stitching. That's one of my
yes.
plans to lead us into that. But it's actually a pattern that's already been released. So I have permission from the designer to show you the model as I stitch it. So that's really exciting. It'll just be like any other whip. It's not going to be, you know, big and secretive or anything. But I'll show you what I have been asked to stitch if I can get to it in my phone, because for some reason my phone is not cooperating with me today. That's the story of things.
You can also send me a photo of that if you want,
Ah.
or I can get a photo of that.
Well, it's not loading. So that's the good news today. I'm having a great time. There we go. So I'm actually going to be model stitching Jolly Soul from the Black Needle Society, designed by my close personal friend Katie Lucas, if you need a drink. And I'm really excited to stitch this. I purchased the pattern whenever it first came out, and I got a very small start and didn't finish it because I got distracted by other things during Christmas. But since I have stitched the other two snails that she has designed, she asked if I would stitch this one. And I was like, of course I will. You don't even have to ask me. I was going to stitch it by myself anyway.
So now you'll have it twice, right?
So now I have it twice, one to give away and one for myself. So, and then do you want to talk about what our other plans are besides
What
that?
craziness we've been talked into.
Also due to Katie Landis.
Yes. So when you chat with Katie Landis and when you live with Katie Landis, life can be a little, I don't know, up in the air. So she came to me this week and she said, hey, I think we should start 4 projects in February. Hi, buddy. Come on. And I'm like, what? And she said, yeah, you have things you want to start. I have things I want to start. We should start 4 projects, and we'll start them Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because those are our days where we will have a little more stitching time. So I will be starting 4 things. But then she came back and she said, I kind of had a hard time narrowing mine down. Why don't we plan to start 23 things this year for 2023? And I said, no way. I'm trying to whip down. I have goals. I have things I want to do. I'm trying to do my 59 before 60. No way. And then I started thinking about last year. And in 2022, guess how many projects I started? 22. So that was kind of decision made for me. And I said, oh, okay, evidently I really want to do this. So we have been talking, and I've been kind of pulling different things that, yes, I would like to start. And I think I have settled on the 4 I'm starting this week. So do you know what you want to start?
I do too, because they came up with this plan, and then I went to Thursday night stitching and this was all told to me, and they're like, do you want to do this too? And I said, I don't know. I didn't start 2 things in January, so I'm already a start behind. And they're like, you can catch up later. You can catch up later. So now I'm going to start 4 things.
You didn't start 2 things in January?
I didn't, unless I count
Right.
the model that I'll probably start tomorrow or the next day. So
Okay, so you want to show the first thing that we're both starting together, and I'll put a picture of my supplies.
okay, let me grab the pattern real quick. So we're twins. So I got this for Christmas. So I have a Love You More sleeve that matches Lara's. And we are going to be working on Big Hearted Tiny Town from Heart and Hand. I did Halloween Tiny Town in October last year, and I had a great time with it. It's just so much fun.
And Keisha kept talking about it, and I'm like, well, then you just made Christmas very easy for me.
And we're just gonna do it.
I'll just
And
plan one of our
then
starts for the year.
let me get out my floss. I don't have my floss on rings yet. I need to do that. But here is all of the floss for it. So really pretty reds and pinks and some browns and a white. And that is what I'm using this piece of pansy for.
That is going to be so cool.
So it's kind of funny because it's definitely like, this is a Lara fabric.
Okay, and if you hold yours there, I'll put my picture in here. I'm using gray petty point and all of the same flosses.
Mhm.
And I do have mine on rings. You can see that in the photo. So, okay.
So very exciting. This will be great fun. And
So
I may
that will
even
be our Thursday start.
yes, our Thursday. And then do you want to talk your Friday start, or do you know what your Friday start is?
So yes, my Friday start is sweater weather. And oh my gosh, you'll see it because I'll have the pattern and everything, but I'll put it right here too. I left both of these at the office because we'll be at the office Thursday and Friday to do stitching, and I just didn't want to haul them back and forth.
Right.
And I chose a needle necessities to use and a beautiful piece of fabric that Katie gave me that's a graham cracker fabric.
Mhm.
And it'll be 36 count that I'll be stitching on. So then on Saturday.
Oh, do you want me to show you my Friday start?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I
That's
do want
okay.
you to show your Friday start.
Except for some reason my bookmark is not in the right spot.
Oh, so
I
we're both doing smalls for Friday.
oh well, that's interesting. I didn't even think that we were going to do that. Um, so my Friday start is actually going to be the first Spirit from Eric Michaels. And this is in the Christmas Carol book that we got a couple years ago in the Nice List box. And that is what I'm using my straw linen and these threads for. So
It should be so pretty on that.
I'm so excited to do that. Okay, now I'm ready for our Saturday one.
Okay. So we talked about this one and we both got our things ready. I should pull mine out of here. And I can insert a photo of what it will look like. But we are doing Sea Glass from Carolyn Manning. And I'm using 32 count, I'm trying to read it upside down, water lily linen from Witchelt. And what are you using?
I'm using 40 count anthracite from Zweigart.
And these are our colors. And I'm really excited. I do need to do some prep work, but I have two sets
Some good tags, yeah.
of these thread tags that I will be putting them on. These are from Ginger Stitch AU. And I just thought these would be perfect for this. I'm really excited. So
for sure.
Maybe I'll put all the greens on the green ones and all the blues on the other color.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
So that will be a really fun one. I'm excited about that. So that's Saturday. And then Sunday, do you know what you're doing?
Well, we may be doing the same thing.
Oh,
what are you doing the temperature south?
I am. So we can
This wasn't planned, guys. We only planned to do 2 of the same thing, but we did tie this together.
So I can put a photo. It is from Sapphire Mountain. Is it Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts?
Yes, yes.
It is the designer behind the Stitching Book Club. And I'm using a piece of fabric that we got in Frogwarts a few years ago. And I'm just going to kind of do this. There you go.
Ooh. Well, I'll just hold up my piece of fabric. I'm using a 28 count China pearl linen.
And I think um I'll probably grab some thread tags from StitchCon or from the retreat, the Black Needle retreat, Camp Black
Yeah,
Needle.
good idea.
That'll be fun. And I'm changing my border color, and I have this bag of crazy goodness, which
Mm,
this one is really kind of looking like it might be great because it
yeah,
has all the colors.
for sure.
So, but we'll see. I may use one of the blues. I don't know. But I think
Right.
that one would be awesome. I do have a really pretty purple in here. But I get precious with my flosses, and like I don't know if I want to use part of it to do the border, but again, I probably won't get to use that much purple in the
Right.
piece. So, oh, maybe that's a good one.
It's hard because you want to keep something for something special when you should just use it.
And this will be special because it will be a record of the year, a year, and it'll be a big year for me. So I
Yeah,
should
there you
use one
go.
that I love, right?
Yes.
So this is Evil Queen from
Ooh.
Bestitch Me.
It does kind of look like her dress, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The purple of her dress.
So that could be really, really perfect. And it's got, when I'm looking at it in the natural light here on my lap, it's got those purples, but it also has red purples and it has what looks like blues in it. So it looks pink and blue. And I think it would be gorgeous with this. It's
So
just kind of
exciting.
working here.
I love it.
And that seems very much like me, doesn't it? So the other one is gorgeous, but I think, yeah, we'll just do this. It'll
Yeah.
be a silk on the outside of this. I don't know if I'm
Ooh.
going to be able to stand to wait for another week to get started. That's the hard thing, is that now these
Right.
are ready to go. I mean, obviously I have to card up some things, get that part done, but I'm ready to start.
Ooh, for sure. Yeah, no, now that I have them all pulled out, I'm like, I have the fabric for tiny hearted or big hearted tiny town, and I just want to do
Mhm.
it.
Yes, I want to start everything. And that's why I thought too that I would leave the other two at the office, because if they're there, I can't do anything. I did go in and I told Keisha my trick. I did go in and put one stitch in each one, the starting stitch, so that when we sit down, I can actually just stitch. And I will have a good, it was quiet, and it was very easy for me to just get everything ready and to go ahead and put that one in. So
Oh,
I'll
so
probably do that on these other two, and then it'll make me feel better and more like I can wait a hot minute.
that'll give you a lot of time to do a lot more stitching on the model, and then you can just let yourself relax and enjoy your new starts without the
Yes.
pressure.
So 23 is kind of a weird number. And yes, we're doing 4 in February, which, let me tell you, Katie Landis is she's doing a B piece and 3 fall pieces in February. We
Yeah.
love it.
You know
No
what?
judgment, but it's just funny that that's what she decided to stitch.
Sometimes you just like what you like, and if you're excited about pumpkins in February, just be excited about pumpkins in February.
And the fabrics she gets to use are so pretty. I'm
Mhm.
gonna rattle for a second.
Yeah.
So I had so many different things that I was thinking about for February, and really, I thought I was starting this one.
Mm.
And I have this beautiful piece of glacier linen from Forbidden Fiber that we sent in a black needle box. And I did a mix of flosses when I was kitting it up originally. I couldn't get all of the overdyes, and I thought, well, I don't really need all of them.
Mhm.
So I just grabbed the ones that I thought I would really, really show.
Mhm.
But this one will probably be started soon. And I also have Spring Alphabet from Lizzie Kate, which one of our friends, Elisa, was stitching one of these and it was so cute. And I thought, I need to do that. Then I know that this one is my April start, although it'll be the very end of April. So I may start something else in April. I'm going to start Fairy Coffee Mother. It's from the Magical Elixir series. It's part 3 from Heartstring Samplery. And I will be stitching this during the Spring and Stars Hollow retreat.
The fairy even looks a little bit like Lorelei.
It does. Kind of fun. And then when I'm really excited to start is this one. I love these. Now a couple of these at least originally came out separately, or maybe all of them came out separately, but I like them put together. And I know she flipped 2 of them so that they would fit better in the grouping. And also included in here is this one, which I don't know if she did a picture of it inside where it's all laid out. Nope, it's just the strip, but it just says seasons and it has some cute little characters on it. It's really, really a fun, sweet one. This is just advertising another one, but Heart in Hand, I love that. And one more. This will be a March start. I have Block Party 17th. I love this. And you can see there's what the band around it is.
I love that.
I'm trying to convince Keisha that she needs to get this and stitch it with me.
And I don't have any St. Patrick's ones. And I'm so easily swayed.
What I love about that is that it's just such a truly beautiful piece. And it's, it's so many of the St. Patrick's things I feel like kind of get kind of cutesy, and that's not me. It also comes with the piece of wool in it to put on top of the pin cushion.
I just love the saying. I think that's really nice.
Well, and she's talked about that you can do that and just finish that by itself, which I think that would be lovely as well. But it's so pretty. It really, it's both, it's our colors together. See,
I know it's a Keisha Lara piece.
So I don't know if you've thought about other things, but I know that you probably didn't bring them into the room with you.
I barely brought these into the room with me today. No, there are things that I'm thinking about for my birthday. I'm not sure if I showed, and this is why challenge groups are challenging and dangerous, because you'll see things that people are working on and you're like, well, I want to do that. I of course want to do that. So I ended up buying one to rule them all from Tilton Crafts, and I thought, well, I could just do that as my birthday start. That's fine. That would be a great idea.
At the very end of July. Is that going to just kill you to wait that long?
Yes, but then my love and my weakness, Mill Hill, came out with this. And I want to stitch that so badly. And okay, so I was telling Katie and Laura the other day that my perfect breakfast is an over easy egg, toast with butter, not jam, but that's okay, and like a strip or 2 of bacon. That is my perfect breakfast. I love eggs so much. And so I'm like, well, that seems like a Keisha piece for my birthday. I don't want to wait for my birthday for that either. So now I have a dilemma. And then, of course, I have a couple of other things. I have a bunch of Mill Hills that I bought last year that I haven't started yet, and a bunch that keep coming out that I want to buy to start. So I'll have to see. I haven't really thought through much beyond, oh, okay, well, you told me on Thursday that we're pulling together 4 new starts next week. Sure.
Well, and what's funny is that I had settled on 4, And then we talked about the things that we had already planned to start in February. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's just change my plans and I'll get this figured out.
Which is how we ended up with 3 of the 4 being the same.
And then the fourth one is a small. Yes.
Perfect.
So I should have here, knock on wood, a start and finish on Friday, because sweater weather, the smallest one, I think is 28 stitches square.
Yeah.
And it's not a full coverage thing. So it's, yes, I should finish that. I know that my birthday start will be a piece from Sweet Wing Studio that came out last year. And I actually bought extra copies of it. So I will be showing it on here and finding out who would like to stitch along with me, to start along with me, just start along with me. And we'll start that at the beginning of July. My birthday's July 3rd. So we'll see. And the 59 before 60, I am coming to a realization that that is a huge, huge, huge challenge, which I probably am not in the right frame of mind to complete, because I worked very diligently on my whips last year. And I'm kind of just in this, I want to keep working on the whips and get myself to a better place next year, to not better, to a smaller number next year, but I'm starting 23 projects. So I'm still going to keep track of it, because I'd like to see how close I get, but I may count things like, the project bag that I finished this week. Maybe that's one of my finishes, because it's for cross stitch.
Right. Well, and maybe if you fully finish something, you can count that as an extra finish.
Which I have one of those down here. I don't know if I showed the thing that I bought. Oh, I haven't shown this because we waited for the box to come out. So I had previously finished And Rudolph by Kathy Barrick. I'm just trying to get hold of it. Oh, see, now we made me remember. So it's this cute little piece that I did in a couple of silks. And when we picked up the boards for January, I picked up an extra one. And I think that's going to be perfect. So I will get this. I just need to get this mounted, and then get the piece mounted, and then I'll get it attached to the board. So this is one of the things that they sell. And okay, this little piece was $16. I just don't feel like that's a bad price to do for something that I really loved, and that will go up every year.
And where can you get those from? What's the name of the shop?
It's called Stitch Etc. And it's in, I want to say it's Farmington.
Okay.
So just a cute, cute thing. And they had different size boards, different colors. This one came in red, or this white, or I think the other color was a black.
Okay.
But they have square, they have rectangular. So they're just different things that you can get. And they really are nice quality boards.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
So more plans.
There you go.
And yes, wouldn't that be cool if I worked in a bunch of fully finishes to add to my list and got those things done?
There. The challenge is you can set your own challenge, and it can be whatever you want.
Well, and it would be fun to get some different things done in there too. So, do you have any other plans that you're thinking about?
Just try to survive the rest of this day. It's everything's fine, guys. It's just setting up appointments and doing things like that, and aggravating technology, but everything's good. Everyone's healthy and fun. Also going to watch a football game. Not a big football person, but it's the team from our city that's going. And I know you're a big football person, and I want to be able to talk to people on Monday about the game and know whether or not my staff are going to be depressed or very excited. So,
Oh yes, you need to know if you'll have an angry staff and this will be, so we're in Kansas City, so it's the Chiefs versus Cincinnati, and they have beat us twice this year, and so this is kind of a nail biter for us, but it is here.
Mhm.
And the weather looks like it will be cold but dry.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. I think that the colder, wetter weather would have benefited them more because they're in Cincinnati and they get a little more of that.
Mhm.
So
Are you a house divided, or does Katie even care since she lived in that area?
Katie doesn't even care, but no, she would root for the Chiefs as well. So the other plans that we've been doing is on Thursdays when we're doing stitching at the office in person, I've been pulling out my planner and I've been having a great time getting
Right.
stickers and things in there and writing things down. And I have
Mhm.
special stickers for all of my finishes this year.
Well, we should plan next week to have our Januaries filled out so that we can show people how we filled out our January and how we set up our February.
It would be fun if we could meet at the office and do it because I
Yeah,
keep all my stuff there.
that would be fun.
So, and February, I'll probably work on it. I'll start on it this week. And I know I have not done as much writing this month as I would like to have. And I do still need to get some photos printed to go in it, but that will be okay. I'll get there. And I can always go back. That's the beauty of this thing.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
for sure.
but other than that, do you think we've had enough shenanigans this week?
Oh yeah, and I feel like we're just rambling at this point.
Not us,
Never.
never. So I think all that's left is to say bye.
Bye. Have a good week.